What's up, internet? My name's Ori. It is Sunday, August 31st, day number 55 inside the Big Brother house. Veto results send the house into a mini panic. Keanu, though, he has a plan, but will Rachel's lasagna sway his decision? Let's talk about that, plus all the intel drama and more from yesterday's live feeds. But first, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button if you like this video. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Speaking of, there is an episode tonight. It'll be the HOH competition, nominations. If you guys want to see a watch party, let's see. If we can get this video to 2,000 likes, we'll go live here on the channel for the episode. But to give you guys a little recap, some of the stuff we're going to be seeing on tonight's episode, Keanu, the world's second most famous Keanu, won the head of household competition. He went on to nominate Morgan, Mickey, and Vince for his nominees. That takes us into yesterday, which was the veto competition. Before we get into that, Rachel ended up meeting with Keanu just to kind of go over again, like, hey, Keanu, like, I know you've told me this, but are you sure you're not going to try and backdoor me here after the veto? He's like, no, I've already promised you I'm not going to do that. You're not going up as the renom. You're not going up ever. Like, no, like, what? Who's spreading this? And she's like, it's just kind of what the house is saying, right? Like, I'm hearing it around. I don't know if it's true or not, so I'm coming to you. And he's like, no, I'm promising you, like, once again, we are good. Like, it's not going to be a thing. He did say, I can't promise that I'm not going to go for Ashley or Ava as the renom, but, you know, it's not you, right? It's not you, Rachel. Once he left, Keanu did actually start to question a little bit. He's like, man, I wonder who the house was, because I haven't told anyone that I was going to be going for Rachel or that I was thinking of putting her up as the renom. So it must have been effing Ashley. So he's really blaming all of this on Ashley spreading the rumor that potentially he would put Rachel up on the block. We also then ended up getting our veto picks. It was Kelly and Lauren who were picked to play in the veto. They will compete alongside the HOH Keanu, as well as the noms Mickey, Morgan, and Vince. And one of the things that Kelly had said to Lauren, she was like, listen, if either of us wins, we probably shouldn't even use it until Keanu confirms that it would be Rachel going up on the block. Otherwise, why should we even use it? Because if we use it, could end up being either one of us that goes up. It could be Ava. You know, it's just people that probably wouldn't necessarily want on the block, would we? So we probably shouldn't even use it. And she also made sure to tell Lauren, like, hey, have you seen Vince and Morgan lately? They were actually like napping in the same bed this morning. Like, that's something that maybe we should keep an eye on. So that is Kelly letting Lauren know all about that. But that does take us into the actual competition itself. And it was the stacking competition we've seen a couple of times over the years now, where they use kind of like oddly shaped things. Some of these ones were like wine glasses and honeycombs, potentially even maybe a charcuterie board theme, as it was all French themed, and Angela was a part of the competition. I assume it was really just by video or something like that, but she was a part of the whole thing. And in the end, for the veto competition, the winner was Morgan. Morgan coming up big here with a win for herself, being able to save herself, maybe somebody else, from the block. And with this, almost immediate mini panics started going on all around the house, because they did not necessarily expect to be in this position and who should end up going on the block to give everybody that they would want the best chance of staying. We saw Ava and Ashley both being very worried about being the ones to be put up on the block as the renom. We also then saw Rachel kind of talking about how she was going to try and get Lauren up as the potential renom, even said she has a whole plan where she's going to make Keanu lasagna. Now, lasagna is Keanu's favorite food. And as everybody knows, if you are a fan of lasagna and somebody makes you a lasagna, you are going to be way more interested in whatever they're pitching. I know I would be. Like, Garfield, ask Garfield, he knows. I don't know if Keanu is exactly on the same level as, I guess, myself and Garfield, because I'm telling you, if you made me some lasagna and then you want to ask me something, I'm way more likely to say yes. So that was all part of Rachel's plan. But Keanu himself, he actually went and grabbed Ava pretty quickly, and he brought her right on up to the HOH room. He said, listen, I wanted to grab you right away because I am not considering you for the renom. I know the house is going to start spinning and everybody's going to be saying and spitting your name out there. but I'm telling you right now, I'm not considering you. You were safe, and I'm not going to be putting you on the block. He says, I'd really like for Vince to possibly stay this week. And if you kind of go on ahead and just keep on telling people, like, yeah, like I could be a renom, I don't know, we'll see. Like, that's totally cool with me. Like, say you're a potential, right? Don't even give the hint. But I'm telling you, like, I'm probably going to actually end up putting up Ashley. That's kind of what I'm thinking. He also even kind of mentioned that he thought she was kind of spinning some gossip around the house, so that's why he's kind of leaning that way. Ava did say, though, it would be hard for her to vote out Ashley, just letting Keanu know this. And he's like, listen, I get it, but I'm not going to put you on the block. I don't, that's how I'm thinking about this right now. Now, here's the thing. We did end up getting Ava report this all back to Will, saying, like, yeah, tell Keanu. Will's like, tell Keanu whatever you want, right? Like, there's a long time till Thursday, but whatever he wants to hear, you tell him what he wants to hear. That way you stay off the block. Ava also told Will, like, she doesn't necessarily think that Keanu's keeping them off the block because he's a nice guy. It's only because she wants to see Vince. He wants to see Vince stay. So he knows that if he puts Ava or Will up on the block, anybody who's against them would end up staying or end up leaving, because those two are kind of like a death sentence. So she doesn't think that that's why they're going up. It's not that he wants to work with them. It's just that he's trying to save Vince. And she also says to Will, like, listen, I know that you love Mickey, but if Mickey is up there against Vince, I'm voting Mickey out of the house. I just cannot live with her anymore. I can't stand her. She's like, I don't give a F. I don't give an F. I do not want to live with her in that jury house. So that is a vote that would definitely be locked in for Vince and Mickey if they were ending up on the block together. And I wasn't 100% sure where Ava's vote would go with that one. But that's where she's kind of standing at the moment. Keanu, he ended up wondering, like, hey, Vince, do you think Morgan would end up using the veto on you? Vince said he wouldn't ask her to do that, but, maybe you could, Keanu, if you want to ask her to use it on me, like, go ahead. Also, I'm not 100% convinced before the veto ceremony on Monday that we won't see Vince asking Morgan to use it. What were all those hugs leading up to, right? They were leading up to this moment right here, Vince. You ask her. You see if she'll use the veto on you. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. Later, we actually did end up getting Morgan saying, like, she would totally use the veto on Vince if she wasn't on the block herself as well. He didn't really ask, right? It wasn't like he was asking her to use it and then she said this. It was just kind of like a casual thing, like, they were having the conversation. She was like, I would totally use this on you if we weren't on the block. This stinks. That kind of a thing. More than she was saying than Vince asking her and then responding to it. Rachel and Keanu ended up meeting back up again, kind of just going over again where he's assuring her that he's not putting her up now. He's not putting up for the rest of the game. He's not going to pitch her name to anybody else. Like, he is done doing that, Rachel. Like, I am with you. I'm not going to do it. But, he said that, like, I got to make sure that whoever goes up the renom, I want to make sure that Vince stays. Like, that is my goal. But if he goes, right? Like, I want to give him the best chance, but I'm not sacrificing anything for him. If he does leave, he leaves. That's fine. But I want to give him the best chance. Rachel actually asked if he has considered somebody that would be good at winning the blockbuster. That way it actually gives Vince the best chance to be up there against Mickey, where he'll have the votes. And she specifically made sure, she was like, listen, I'm not talking about Kelly, though. Like, just want to be aware. Like, I'm not saying Kelly, but maybe somebody else is decent at competitions you could put on up there. And eventually they got to Lauren, and Keanu was like, ooh, like, I didn't actually even think about that one. That's kind of different. Way to mess with my head there, Rachel. Like, thanks for that. Now I'm not sure what I want to do. And Rachel kind of stressed how, like, listen, like, she also works with Vince. So if you are trying to weaken Vince a little bit, you take out Lauren, that's a number for him. But also on top of that, Lauren has been very indecisive and easily manipulated. So, like, is she around right now and sticking around the good thing? She's already come, trying to target me because of manipulation. Maybe she starts to target you now, Keanu. So Keanu's like, oh man, wait, actually, like, I don't want to lose trust with Lauren, but you're making some good points here. I still don't think he's going to end up putting up Lauren. And Rachel even kind of starts to push back a little bit, where she's like, all right, I'm not trying to push this too hard. I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? This isn't 100% thing. I'm just throwing out scenarios. I'm trying to give you all your options. And then Keanu said, like, again, like, I hadn't thought about this, but you're kind of messing with my head. So we'll see how this all goes. But I don't think that would end up being his nomination. Keanu actually ended up going and telling Vince all about that idea. And Vince also, I mean, like, he didn't fight again, right? He was just like, I mean, it's up to you, kind of a deal. But Keanu was just saying, like, putting Lauren and Morgan up would be kind of just a lateral move. But he also would end up kind of be backtracking, because the whole reason he was putting Vince up in the first place was because he was putting up allies, and he considers Lauren an ally. So, like, wouldn't he just be kind of doing the same thing? So he doesn't necessarily, want to be doing that, but it would be kind of a thing that would help guarantee that Vince could stay, because he would think that he would have the votes over Lauren if they were on the block. Also, not 100% sure that would be true, but we'll go over the votes here in just a little bit. And one of the things he also said too was, like, Vince, don't get this twisted either, because this is not a pitch to save you. This is a pitch so that Lauren doesn't get the jury, because they don't like Lauren. Which also, I mean, technically is a little true. Like, I don't think they would want Lauren there in jury, because she would be more of a vote for Vince at the end of the game than necessarily for any of the other people on the other side, which is another thing we can kind of break down a little bit with our allegiance chart in just a little bit. We did eventually get Ashley, who met up with Keanu. This wasn't the best conversation for Ashley. It did not go how she was really hoping it would be. She made her attempt on why she shouldn't be the renom, and how this should all go. But Keanu pretty much flat out tells her, like, listen, I'm gonna probably be putting you up as the nom. Like, it doesn't really matter. You can take it as a shot being fired, but I don't think anybody else in the house will. Like, nobody's gonna be super upset about this. Not even Rachel's gonna be super upset about this. So, like, sorry, Ashley. I know I said you would be safe this week and next week, but that's not happening right now, since I kind of need a renom. It is what it is. And it is kind of fun. Keanu just kind of being very refreshing in this HOH, where he's just owning his decisions. He's not, like, being super indecisive. He makes up his mind and he goes and he does it. He'll hear people out, and if they have a good point, he could change his mind. But it's been very refreshing just to see somebody being like, nope, these are my nominations. I'm putting them on the block. We're done. Rachel was kind of that way as well. Ava a little bit, but not as much. Keanu's, though, it's been right on track. Now, we did end up getting the judges, who all met up again, and they were trying to figure out ways that they could potentially make sure that Vince stays. And that he would be okay. And talking about how they have this whole plan that maybe Lauren could go up on the block to see if that could work. Actually, funny enough, she actually pretty much flat out told Vince, she's like, listen, I go up on the block there and it ends up being me and you're gonna have to win that blockbuster, because, no offense, but you do not have the votes against me. So they're kind of, like, working out plans. They also have a plan, like I said, with Rachel to potentially push that she would vote out Ava over Vince, hoping that Keanu would then consider putting Ava up on the block. Again, kind of going back to that idea that Ava is actually more dangerous to keep in the house right now, because of how good she is with everybody, and she is kind of a death sentence for anybody who ends up on the block right now. So if they got rid of her this week before they had it on the jury, it then technically makes everybody a little bit safer, because that's one less person that you're automatically going to be going home against, would be Ava. So we'll see how that all plays out as well. I think Keanu, again, is kind of stuck in his decision right now of Ashley being the renom. I could potentially maybe see Rachel getting him to consider Ava. But again, he's already told Ava now that she's going to be safe. He has told Ashley, though, that she was going to be safe. So that doesn't necessarily mean too much. We can take a look here at our allegiance chart, just kind of breaking down how things are looking right now. Did I not save that with the veto? There we go. I think that should work. There we go. Now we got the veto on Morgan there. So you can see our allegiance chart here and how it's all breaking down. Not too much has changed as far as sides or anything like that, or allegiances. But with the new information of Morgan winning the veto, changes up how the votes could potentially go right now. Now, it does seem like Vince would have the votes of the judges. Ava, Will, Rachel, Ashley, and Morgan, I think, would end up keeping Vince over Mickey. especially now with Mickey even telling Will, like, listen, I'm just going to be straight with you. I know you love Mickey, but I'm going to vote to keep Vince. I think Will being in the judges would realize, like, yeah, I really can't vote to keep Mickey, especially if it's not going to have numbers along with it. So might as well just vote out Mickey with everybody else. Like, why go against it at that point? So I think Vince actually would have a good shot of staying over Mickey now, because not only with the judges, he would have Lauren and Kelly's vote as well to stay over Mickey. This is where now things are going to get a little complicated, because depending on if it's Ava or Ashley, I don't think Vince necessarily does have the votes against them, right? So if it was Ava, maybe you could count in Morgan, Lauren, and Kelly. Those would be his three. He would need someone else. He would need Rachel to actually be like, yeah, I have this whole thing with Ava. I have this thing with Ashley. I'll vote for Vince to stay. To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, I know Rachel's kind of telling Keanu, and she's even telling Vince and maybe some others that, like, yeah, let's try and keep Vince safe. But I think at the end of the day, if it was Vince versus Ashley or Vince versus Ava, I don't think Rachel is going to keep Vince in the game. I think she would keep the other two girls. Will, if she's against Vince against Ava, I don't see Will keeping Vince. Same thing with Ashley. I think Will has a better relationship with Ashley. They're all in the judges, so he doesn't have to worry about going against the alliance at that point. So again, I don't think Vince would have Will or Rachel's vote at all. He would have probably Morgan's vote. Morgan would vote to keep Vince, like we said. So we'd have three, and then he would have to hope that Mickey would keep Vince over Ashley or Ava. But with the way Mickey thinks about Ashley and Ava, I think she sees them as people she has kind of wrapped around her finger and would want to keep them in the game over Vince. So I don't think Vince would have the votes with either Ashley or Ava going up on the block, as much as they are saying that to Vince right now. I think, again, that's just kind of to keep face and make sure he's calm and comfortable before they head on into the blockbuster, and then afterwards be like, yeah, we just got to get rid of Vince. Like, this is our shot to take him out. Now we do it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of all plays out here, especially with who the Renom will end up being. Plus, again, we still have the blockbuster competition, and that could change everything on who's against who. Because a Mickey versus Ava or Ashley also, I think, ends up with Mickey being evicted. I think both of them would end up staying over Mickey, just like they would stay over Vince. And then in the Vince versus Mickey, I think Vince would actually have the numbers right now to stay, just because so many people don't trust Mickey. That said, there has been a little bit of talk that, hey, Mickey would be somebody that, would be a bigger target and somebody that everybody would go up and put up on the block and would probably leave before them. Whereas Vince, there is potential that maybe he's a number for the other side, and the other side aren't going to put up Vince. So there is a little bit of talk about maybe Mickey should be somebody who stays. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Renom's going to be really important, because after Renom's done and the nominees are locked in, we'll get a lot more conversations on how people are actually thinking about the vote. Then we'll have to worry about the blockbuster competition on Thursday, as well as the vote. So there's a lot of Big Brother left to play this week. Nothing is decided for sure. And it's going to be interesting to see how the talks go today with trying to convince Keanu on who he should put up on the block, as well as what happens on Monday's veto ceremony. Thank you guys all again so much for watching, each and every one of you coming on out every single morning. I am still so surprised that even one person shows up. So the fact now that we have over 19,000 of you here on this channel is crazy. We are on our way to 20K. But if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Speaking of, like I said, there is an episode tonight, HOH competition, nominations. If you guys want to see it, let's see. If we can get this video 2,000 likes, we will do a watch party here on the channel. Thank you guys all again so much. Check out the links to all of my socials in the description, pinned comment down below. Check out things like our Twitter, which we just hit 1,000 followers over on Twitter, as well as check out the Discord. The Discord is awesome right now. I can't tell you guys enough how cool it is to see it growing and becoming this whole community that we have over there as well. Not only talking about Big Brother stuff all day long, but Survivor, The Amazing Race, other reality shows, whether you've got pictures of your pets or pictures of what you're cooking up in the kitchen. If you think your lasagna is on Rachel's level, let me see that lasagna. Put that in the Discord. Thank you guys all again so much for all the love and support. You can check out things like the Ori Fund, never required, always appreciated, but help support Oris everywhere all around the world. Thank you guys all again so much, and I will see you next time.
We have a lost wedding ring.
Lies and bugs.
We have Rachel
Here
Riley
she comes
running into the pool
to save her wedding ring.
Save her wedding ring.
Brendan, I hope you
this
see.
Is real
oh,
deal.
oh my God!
Oh, shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, she has dove face first to find this wedding ring. She is not going to stop. It's like she's in a veto competition.
This is how we do in the Big Brother house. She found it.